Hi, this is Jason with Everyday Apple, and in this video, I want to show you 5 of my favorite Apple shortcuts and how to set them up. Let's dive in. All right, the first shortcut I'm going to show you is a simple button for turning on light mode or dark mode and having that button available to you on your desktop so you don't have to go to Control Center. So let me show you how to do this. Of course, we're going to have to open up the Shortcuts app. And when you first open it up, it will probably default to all shortcuts on the left sidebar here. And what we're going to do first is create a new folder because we're going to put both buttons on one widget on our desktop, and you need those in a folder. So we're going to start a new folder. Now I've got a folder down here, as you can see, called Light Switch. We're going to tap on that folder, and this is where we will create our shortcuts. So we're going to hit the plus button. This is going to be under Controls, so you're going to tap Controls on the right side. And then you will look for Set Appearance. And you can search for that, but if you just scroll down a little bit, there it is right there under Display. We're going to tap Set Appearance, and it says Turn Appearance Dark. So that's ready to go. Now let's change how the actual button or icon will look. I like to call them buttons because ever since I was a kid, I've just gotten a real thrill out of clicking buttons. And so we're going to rename this to, just going to call it Dark for now. I'm going to change the icon to something that looks dark. And let's just look for the moon here as the symbol. And there we go. So now we've got the symbol and we're ready to go back out of that. And I've got my first button ready to go. We're going to do the same thing again under Controls, Set Appearance. But this time where it says dark, we're going to tap that and change it to light. Now, because it's the light mode switch, I want to change the icon color to yellow. And I'll just put the sunshine on this one. Now, this one's also ready to go. So let's back out of the folder. And we've got a folder here that says light switch and just has both of our shortcuts on it. So let's go back to our desktop. And you can see what it looks like here as a finished product. Let me show you how I did it. So I'm going to hold down on my desktop screen there. I mean, this is in iPad OS 18. Add widget, and you're going to search for shortcut. There we go. Now we want to add, so slide over one, we want to add a shortcuts folder. Okay. And then we want to edit it because we want it to show the folder we created, which is called Light Switch. Okay, tap out of that. And now you are done. And you have a pair of buttons. And when you tap dark, you go into dark mode. When you tap light, you go into light mode. This next shortcut is for having quick access to playlists that you use on a regular basis. Maybe I'm doing some writing or some reading, and I've got 2 specific playlists that I use for 2 different scenarios there. I use them all the time, and it's so much easier just to go to the main screen of my iPad and just tap go, and it's just done. I don't even have to open Apple Music and find the playlist. It just gets it going. So let's start with that, and let me show you how I set that up. Now, same idea in shortcuts. We're going to set up a new folder. So let's go ahead and knock that step out. So we'll call this music, and we'll just put a microphone on it and hit add. So down here, we've got our new folder ready to go. Okay, but let's leave that for now. And let's go and tap at the very top left here. It says Gallery. And there's a really easy one that you can use under quick shortcuts called Playlist. So I'm going to tap the plus button, and it's going to ask, well, what playlist do you want to play? And I have a playlist down here called Writing Music. Add shortcut. And we're going to edit that shortcut now by going into all shortcuts, and there it is, waiting for us. Upper left, it says play playlist. Tap the 3 buttons, and it says, all right, first of all, you're going to get the songs on the playlist and begin playing it. However, I want to be sure that it shuffles it, so I'm going to click Shuffle and Shuffle Playlist. And if you want it to repeat, you can also choose that as well. This is a very long playlist, so I never have to repeat. So I'm going to go ahead and go out of that. Now, same way we did before in the other one, you can go in and edit the icon. I can change what this looks like. So if I want to put, some other icon on this and color, I can. Now let's go back to the gallery and do the same thing again. The play playlist, and under quick shortcuts, I'm going to tap that. And this time I'm going to choose a different playlist. We'll just do this one, classical music. Now both of these need to be in the folder that we created. So I'm going to hold my finger down on the first one and move it down to music, the folder that we created, and then do the same thing for writing. And there are my 2 buttons. And just like we did before, I'm going to hold down on my main page there, whatever page I want this on my iPad or iPhone, edit, add widget. Once again, look up shortcuts, slide over 1 to shortcuts folder, add widget, and then tap it. Choose the folder we created. It says music. When you come out of it, there you go. And now when it's time to get focused, you can just tap on whichever playlist you want and off it goes. And you can see there we got a little indication that the music started. So great shortcut for just throwing a playlist on without having to dig into Apple Music. I love it. The third shortcut I want to show you is an easy way that you can try to limit your social media time with an automated timer whenever you open up a specific social media app or set of apps. So we're going to build that in shortcuts using automations. So on the left sidebar, make sure you go all the way to the top, and we're going to tap on automation. And we're going to set up a new automation that will fire off every time we open. And in this case, I'm just going to use YouTube. And so I'm going to hit new automation there. I'm going to scroll a little bit until we see app. So when an app is opened and we have to choose the app, we're going to say YouTube. So when YouTube is open, I want to be sure that I don't just burn hours and hours on YouTube. I want a timer to go off. So I'm going to say, I want you to run this immediately. You see down there's a check, an option instead of having a confirmation. I really want that timer just to go off. I don't want any confirmation. And you could change that however you want and then hit next. So when YouTube is open, what do we want to happen? And right at the top here under getting started, you should see it up here, but you can also look for it. If you don't see it at the top, you can just type in start timer and you would find it's the word start and you would find it. Now I'm going to say tap duration and say, I want this to be for 15 minutes. Done. And hit done. And there you have your automation. So now when I open YouTube, so I open it up here. YouTube was already open in the background, but I just opened it up again. Let's see if we have a timer running here in the clock. There we go. So we've got a timer that's going to go off in 15 minutes to say, hey, time to hop off YouTube. Don't waste your life away. The next shortcut will turn off orientation lock whenever you open up a specific app. So let's say you open up YouTube. Normally you have orientation lock on, but anytime you open up that app, it will, in the background, turn off the orientation lock. So you can go turn your phone or iPad sideways and watch movies or videos in full screen. So let's go ahead and build that. It's also an automation like we just built before with the YouTube timer. So we're in the automation section again, and we're going to hit plus, and again say whenever an app is opened, but we're going to put 2 apps in here. So first of all, we'll start with YouTube, and then we'll say photos. So let's say whenever we open up either of these 2 apps, we want this to run immediately. No notification. Now tap next. And what we want it to do is set the orientation lock. So if you don't see set orientation lock here at the top, you can just search orientation. In fact, it'll come right up very quickly. So tap that, and we don't want it to toggle. It says toggle here, but so let's tap toggle and say turn. And then you want to say off. So no matter what state it is in, it will turn it off. We don't want it to toggle just in case we had our orientation lock off and then we open up YouTube and it toggles it on. That would be frustrating. So make sure it just says turn orientation lock off on this screen, then hit done. Now, whenever we have orientation lock on, maybe that's just our usual setting. That's what it is for me often. I'm going to open up YouTube and we're going to find that orientation lock is turned off. And we probably have a timer running, by the way, since we set that up already. Finally, the last shortcut is one in which you can set up an icon on your screen where every time you tap it, it allows you to go straight to a message to a specific person. So let's set up a shortcut for one of our family members so that when we tap it, we can send a message very quickly. All right, so let's go back to shortcuts. And let's go to all shortcuts. And I'm going to tap add. So hit the plus button. And at the top on the right side, you see send message. So we're going to hit that. And I'm going to look for a recipient here. So we're going to send this to Krista. And now I'm done. Now, I want this to be on my home screen. So I'm going to go up here to the top and tap the little drop down and say add to home screen. And this is where you can customize it by choosing a specific photo. And we're going to choose a picture and say that's going to be our icon. So we'll hit use. And now I've got a picture, and that will be the icon. So now I've got Krista on my desktop here on the screen. And whenever I want to send her a quick message, I can just tap on that. And here we go. So you could set up a whole page of these if you wanted to, if you really wanted to go crazy with it. But you might have just a few people that you text all the time, and that you just want an icon there ready to go to send a message. Well, I hope these were helpful, and maybe you'll learn a little bit more about using shortcuts through these examples. If you haven't already, click that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.